Yes, my dear class 6. Today we are going to start our lesson number 3. Its name is Asia. Some facts. So, as the name of the lesson shows, that we are going to know something, some information about continent Asia. There is given a map of the world here also. So, while reading the lesson, we will also see the map to know about the facts. Let's start the lesson. This is a map of the world. The 7 continents are marked. So, as you know that there are 7 continents and these are marked here on the map of the world. There is continent Asia, Europe, Africa, Australia, South America, North America. So these 7 continents are mentioned here. So what they are telling to us, from all these 7, Asia is the biggest continent. It covers 17 million square miles, about 1/3 of all the land in the world. So this is the biggest continent and it covers 1/3 of the land of the world. There is sea on the north, south and east. It's meant that on 3 sides of this continent there is water. Just look here. You can see that this is south and here we can see here there is ocean. On the east there is also ocean. In the north side there is also ocean. Only on the west side this continent is attached, is connected with other continent, and that are Europe and Africa. So one side there is dry land and on all other 3 land sides there are oceans around continent Asia. Europe is to the west. As you see in the picture, Europe is on the west, Africa to the southwest. Southwest mean that, look here, this is the west side and here is Europe and this is south. So Africa is between south and west. So it is called Africa is in southwest side. Okay. Is joined to Asia by a narrow piece of land. Can you see it? So Africa is connected with Asia with a very narrow piece of land. So they are asking, can you see this one? Yes, we can see this one here. Look here. This side is only water and there is also water. This only a very small piece of land with which Africa is connected to Asia. This is the connection of Africa to Asia. Asia reaches from the cold Arctic Ocean in the north to the equator in the south. So again you can see that on the north side there is Arctic Ocean and it is very cold, and when you move towards the opposite side on the south, this is the south side and here this line shows the equator, and equator mean it's the center and there is much hot. It means that Asia is very much rich in all type of the seasons. One side there is much cold and on the other side there is much hotter regions. So just look here. It has greatest flat plains, high steep mountains and hundred of the islands of all sizes. So there is variety of land in continent. The highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, it is also found in Asia. There are great contrasts between many of the countries and the people of Asia. As we know that there are many countries in continent of Asia and their atmosphere is also different. As we have seen here, one side is much cold and other side is much hot. So according to the atmosphere, their habits, their dresses, their everything is different. Even their languages are also different. Their habits are also different. The oil producing desert areas of the Middle East are very different from the rice belt of the Southeast Asia. So, one side of Asia is famous for its oil reservoirs that are found under the earth in the deserts. And these are Middle East countries just like Dubai and Bahrain and Abu Dhabi, and the other side are the rice producing countries. So both of them are very much different in their atmosphere. Also, the people have different religion, different languages, and different cultures also, because of the atmosphere. The basically atmosphere, as we know that in the colder region their habits are different, their eating habits are also different, and in the hot regions the habits of the people are different. In the rainy areas their living habits are different, their housing are also different. Look on the next paragraph. About 3.3 billion people live in Asia. So it's the population of Asia, many more than in any other continent. So its population is more than any other continents, mean that most of the people are living here in that continent. Each year there is a big increase in the number of people in all the Asian countries, as their population is very greater, so it is multiplying every year. This means that most families must find more food each year, either by growing it or by buying it. So when the population is increasing so rapidly, it means that their needs of food is also increasing. And how can they manage the food? They can either grow them on the earth or they can buy it from anywhere else. But most men in every country are laborers in fields or factories or towns, and seldom earn enough to feed and clothe and educate their families. It means that the level of living, the standard of living, the people who are living here in Asia is not much higher. They just are laborers, they do work in the different places, they cannot get enough money to feed and to get clothes and to get their families educated. In many families everyone has less to eat when a new baby is born, so more rice, wheat, and other crops must be grown to feed all these people, and more hospitals and schools built for them. So there is a greater need to build houses and hospitals for the people who are living in that continent. And especially the food must be provided in a bigger quantity. All Asian countries are developing their own industries. So now these countries are developing their industries, they are producing different goods. They do this by using the coal, iron, tin, and oil that are found beneath the ground. So these are their minerals they can found in these countries, and this wealth is the basis of which is country builds its economy, so it can become more independent of other countries. So if these countries use properly these well and these reservoirs, these minerals, they can get more money, they can make more money, and they can be independent, and they cannot be dependent on the other countries for their basic needs. More factories are built and some more goods made so that each country can exchange things it doesn't need, food and things its people want and which other countries do not need. So when the countries just produce these things, and if these are extra, they can exchange their goods with the other countries, and the other countries who are in need of these things they can purchase, and in this way they can get money. Slowly Asia has become richer, but growing more food is still very important. So by the passage of time the countries are developing, they are improving, and they are producing many things, but still the need of food is very much important, and more food is necessary, is very important, because the population is growing very rapidly. Just come to the next page. Japan stands out in contrast to the rest of Asia. So here is given a reference of a country of Asia that is very different from the other countries of that continent. It's very small. It's just an island. Although it is a small island and has a very large population, it is very rich country and its people are well off. This is because it has a large number of industries which produce goods that are sold to the other countries. So why this country is rich? Because they are hardworking, they are developing many factories, they are making new and new things, and they are selling these things to the other countries. In this way they are getting more and more rich. And then there is given an introduction of the other country of this continent. This is China. In China, the difference between the rich and poor has steadily decreased as the government has adopted a more open policy of allowing people to earn according to their needs. So in China, they are telling us that there is a different attitude, that there is not much difference between the rich and poor people, because the government has applied a limit for the people to earn. Just like us, we can make one house and two house and then more and more, but there is a limit for the people in China. So there is the difference between rich and poor is not much, it is decreased. Many languages are spoken in Asia. Some are used in one country only, others are spoken in the several countries, just like English. English is spoken and understood almost everywhere, not only in Asia but all over the world. English is spoken as a second language by around 375 million speakers in the world. All over the world, many more boys and girls are learning to speak and write it at school or practice it at home. All the important things that happen in the world are printed in the newspaper and books in English, or spoken in English over the radio and TV. A person who can speak English will find someone who can understand him almost everywhere. So English is the second language for more of the countries, and many people understand that language. And if you are going some other country, you don't know the language of that country. So if you know English, you will find someone else of that country who can understand you, who can guide you, so you can get the benefit of learning that language. Hope you understand the lesson. It's very interesting and very important information are given here. So next day we will do the exercise of this lesson.